So these are the measurements for making our basic album. And again, this is the same album that Graphic 45 sells. Not the same, but it's, you know, very close. So I'm going to leave this open and you can copy these measurements. The cover is going to be 6 1/4 by 6 1/2, so you will need 2 pieces of chipboard cut by that. Your spine is going to be 6 1/4 by 2 3/4 wide. You only need one of those. The hinge will be made out of cardstock and it needs to be 11 inches by 6 inches. And then you're going to score 1 inch on the side. And then in between these brackets, I have a 3/8, 1/2, 1/2 inch. And then you're going to repeat this enough for 6 pages. And the video link in the bottom tells you exactly how to glue those, so make sure you watch that if you don't remember, and that's okay. And then our pages that we are going to make today are just, you need 6 12 by 12 sheets, score them in half both vertically and horizontally, and then we're going to cut down 1/2 of one of the score lines, just perpendicular to the score line. So this is my score line, and this is a score line, but it's gotten cut just halfway down. Okay, so our pockets, this is 4 1/2. I have found that 5 1/2 actually makes a really nice pocket, so you can do either one, 4 1/2 or 5 1/2, and then make sure they are 6 inches. So this is my 6 inch side, this is my 5 1/2 inch side. On this one you want to score halfway. And then these get glued in to make the end of the book. All right, so I'll have links and then I'm going to go on with the rest of the video to show you some things. Okay. Hi. Okay, so today we're going to work on an album. It's a new year, new album. And what we're using is our basic album that we did last, I think it was August. So I'm going to put a link down in the bottom so that you can find it. But I am going to kind of run through a few things, and if you remember how to make it, then you're okay. We've made 2 albums, and a lot of the skills that you learned on those 2 albums will transfer to this one. This is, the album that we're making today is along the lines of the Graphic 45 album. It has 6 pages, and I went ahead and broke it down and figured out how to make it myself. It's a really easy album with easy pages. So I went ahead and made my 6 pages, and I'm going to go ahead, and I was letting them dry last night until we started this album today. So I'm going to go ahead and explain the pages to you. And again, you'll see these in the, when I put the link down at the bottom. You can go back there and check it out. Remember, you can always right click on a link and tell it to open in a new tab so that you don't lose this video while you're looking at that video. Okay, so this is the chipboard we're going to need, but to make just one of these pages, and you can see it has 1, 2, 3 sheets. It is open in the middle. Well, let's see. It's open in the middle the whole way through, and this side will get attached to your hinge. But then you can also put, I made cards to put in here so that there's a lot of places that you can put things. This is open at the bottom when you cut it, and so we make a pocket to close up the bottom, and I'm going to show you how to make one of these now. But again, you can see it when you go to the other video that we've already done the entire album. We are going to make different pages inside than we did on that album. So if you just make the cover, spine, pages, and hinge for that one, and then come back to these series, then we're going to go ahead and decorate and make some fancy little pages for it. So I have my big score pal up. I really like this. And let me get my glasses on so I'm not blind as well as deaf. This is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And so in order to make one of these pages, we're going to take the 12 by 12 and we're going to score it in the middle, which is a 6-inch. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it 1/4 of a turn, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to score at the 6-inch. Okay, so I'm going to put that. I like this big score pal because I can put a 12 by 12 page in here. Now, you can do that on a lot of your smaller cut boards. For example, this is my all-in-one, and I can do that. It's just that sometimes I get a little crooked here and it slips, but in my big score pal, it doesn't. So I like both of these. I like this if I'm scoring little things, but I really like that big one. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is on these folds, I'm going to fold each of them. I'm not going to fold them hard. I'm not going to burnish them. I'm just going to fold them lightly so that I can see them better, actually. And then I'm going to take this, and now, I don't know if you can see, I have my cut blade down at the bottom. So, because I'm going to cut up. So I want to go ahead and line up my fold on my cut line. Okay, and then I am just going to take my blade until it matches this other score line. So I'm only cutting half. And what's nice about these is they have a little line that shows you exactly where your knife is, and you can line it up. And I actually go just a little bit past that. So what you have is this. So I'm going to go ahead and burnish now. These are my open ends. I'm going to fold them down flat, and I'm going to burnish these to make them go down. But then I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull it to the inside so that these flaps are on the outside. Now, you will cut one piece of cardstock for this. I don't have it, but you'll cut one piece that is 6 inches wide and then 5 inches long. And on the 5-inch long side, you're going to score it in the middle at 2.5 inches, fold it, and then you are going to glue that. And what I do is, when I do it, I don't have mine cut, so I'm just going to kind of show you what I do with this white paper. So you want to make sure that these are open on one side, that this is open, and that you'll have your hole going through. So I go ahead and I take my black sheet that I've pretend this is black sheet and it's cut properly. So I will go and I will get it in place so that it's equal here and equal here. I will open one side and I will glue it down. And then once this is glued, I will turn it on the other side and I will pull this side down and glue just a little bit on the sides. And then I will have a page that looks just like this. And again, you'll want to make sure that your hand or something can go the whole way through. Okay? So that will be our pages, and you want to make 6 of these, so you'll need 6 sheets of a 12 by 12 paper. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do. The next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and cut our chipboard. Now I have 8.5 by 11 chipboard. I want to, my pages are 6 by 6. So when you are making books, you want, okay, this is my page. It's a 6 tall by 6 wide. So when I make my chipboard, remember that you want it to be 1/4 taller and 1.5 inches wider. Did I get that right? Hang on, let me check. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if any of you have ever made any of these. Yeah, 1/4 inch taller and 1/2 inch wider. I have all of my, I don't keep them in my head, I keep them in a book. And I'm going to show you this so that you can see it in just a minute. So I basically want my chipboard to be cut at 6 1/4 inches by 6 1/2 inches. And I want 2 of those. Okay, so then my spine, what I'm going to do with my spine is I'm going to go ahead and I'm not very well prepared today. Okay, so my spine for this is going to be 4.5. I'll have to check. I'll get back with you, but we're going to go ahead and cut this, the front. And again, all that's in that other video if you'd rather watch that one. That one really take you through it. So we're going to cut this. And in one of my other videos, I have shown you this quilt ruler, and the reason I like it so much is you can see through it. So when I am marking my chipboard, for example, I'm going to mark my 6 1/2 inch, and there's 6 1/2. So what I like about this is then I can look here and make sure it's lined up, and I can look here, and so I make sure that I get it really good and square. And then I will draw my line. That's really hard to see. That's okay. And I'm going to do my 6 1/4 here. And I'm actually lining up here and here. And here we go. And so then I will cut that out on my guillotine. And I have my guillotine set for it. So if you watch that other video, make the pages, make the spine, make the hinge, make the covers, and follow everything to at least get the outside of your book ready. Then in our next video, I'm going to show you some really fun little things that you can put into your book. Not just pages, you can put pages in, but we're going to put some fun things like this that opens up, and you could actually put pictures of your kids, your family members, your dogs, your kitties, whatever you like in here. And it's just going to be a little bit more work than our basic or even our advanced. It's going to be just a little bit more work. There's going to be several of these separate little things that we're going to do. And this year, last year, we kind of worked using a lot of Victoria design papers. So this year we're going to try and work more with the NitWits papers, and I will put some links down there so that you can go and look at some of the papers there, or you're welcome to use whatever you like. There is no must or shoulds on this program. You can find whatever papers you like. I just kind of give you guidelines. It's kind of like if you've watched the movie about the pirates, and they're talking about the rule book, and I think it's Jack Sparrow says, well, they're more guidelines than rules. So mine are just guidelines for you to follow, and then you can just tweak them however you like them and make it your own. Okay, I hope you'll go ahead and get your album ready, your basic album ready, so that the next video I meet you with, we can start making some really pretty fun little things that will get glued into our pages. And for example, like this one, I will put a pretty picture down here, but then I will also glue this on so that when you open it up, it will be glued into my page, my album page, and it will still open up. And again, you can line it up however you like on your page, but we're going to do several things like this to fill our album to make it look fun. Okay, I hope to see you back. I'm really excited for a new year. Thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.